You guys want to get into the game? Sure. Let's get in the game. Let's get into the game tonight. Let's take a look at the odds right now. I don't know why they leave this at 6.5. It's not 6.5. Let me pull up the actual odds. What are we doing? Action. Get your shit together. Okay. Let's get your shit together. Let me see. Current line over on Bet Online is Eagles minus 8.5. Total of 47.5. Here we got sharp money and big money on the Eagles. 62% of the bets, 57% of the overall money is on the Eagles, laying the 8.5, anywhere from 7 to 8.5. Total at 40, it's 47.5. Sharp action on the over, but 74% of the money is on the under. I like the under in this one, but we're going to get into, I'll break down what I like about this. But team points tonight, Eagles are set at 27.5. Dallas Cowboys set at 19.5. Your first half spread is the Eagles minus 4.5. Ooh, that seems light. First half points for the Eagles is 13.5. Juiced minus 140, but that seems like money on the floor right there. 2 touchdowns in the first half. But our favorite bet is kicker props, right? Is kicker props. Brandon Aubrey, 2 field goals tonight. Just money on the floor, right, Patriot? Patriot, I think it dropped to 7.5. Bet Online has that 8.5. I'm sure some places have 7.5. Just depends. You got to shop around. Take a look at it. What up, Nate? How we doing, buddy? How we doing? I guess I could look over on DraftKings. Let me look real quick. Let me see what DraftKings has. DraftKings, NFL. They have, DraftKings has it at 7.5, minus 115. Bet Online. So shop around if you want to bet 7.5 instead of the 8.5. Not really a big difference there. Bet Online has Eagles minus 8.5 at minus 108. So 7 cents difference if you want to drop that 1 point, which is worth it. The money line is a lot better here too over on DraftKings. It's minus 410. Bet Online is minus 452. 452. So if you can get a better number, go get it. Good teaser option is the Eagles here. I also like the under in this one, so I think the under is a good teaser option too. But that is nice. Let's see if we can find a let's go over here, spread. Let me see if I can find. Let's see if Action has a little preview of tonight's game. They usually do. And if not, that's okay. Here we go. Action's got a little article here of some props that they like. Player props for Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, C.D. Lamb, and more. Week 1 of the NFL season is beginning with an NFC East rivalry. The Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, baby. Action Network's NFL experts cover the Thursday night game with player props. They're going to be picking Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, George Pickens, and C.D. Lamb. So let's see what they say. They like Saquon Barkley over 18.5 rush attempts at minus 110. I think it's funny. It's by Kyle Murray. That's kind of funny. Is that Kyler Murray's brother? Saquon's coming off a career season in which he handled a monster volume. Don't expect much different this season, as Barkley is one of the most reliable producers in the NFL. He averaged 22 carries per game during the regular season. He saw 19-plus carries in 12 of his finals 14 games, including the playoffs. Eagles are 8-point favorites, so this should be favorable game script to run the ball plenty. I think that's the other thing. I think the Eagles, their game plan is we're going to run this ball down your throat. Jerry's out there after this Micah trade talking about how this makes them now better at stopping the run because they got Kenny Clark, and that's what they're focused on is we are going to be able to stop the run. And I think the Eagles are going to say, oh, yeah, Jerry, watch us just run this ball down your throat. And I think that's a lot of what we're going to see tonight. As a result, we have him projected at north of 20 carries in our projections. Additionally, Barkley averaged 23 carries per game in 6 games in which the Eagles were favored by at least a touchdown. So it seems like a good pick. I can't believe it actually is that low. I would expect this to be at like 19.5, 20.5. But if you can find it at 18.5, I wonder what my book has. My Bet Online probably has it way high because they just love to screw us. Let's see. Rushing. Carries. Saquon. Yeah, they're over, or their over 18.5 is minus 143. They get you, man. They get you. They don't like paying for that. You can get 21 plus carries though at plus 114. That's not bad. I mean, it should be higher elsewhere. So shop around. It's very important to shop around. But we got that one. So then, like AJ Brown, first half, anytime touchdown. Let's go. I got AJ Brown to score a touchdown tonight. They got him to score a touchdown in the first half. I think if you like him in the first half and you get plus 330, you got to sprinkle a little bit on him to have a first touchdown. So you make this bet for the first half touchdown, and you take about half a unit, put it on first touchdown. Why not? With the Cowboys Eagles opening night drawing closer, most TD prop bets are approaching true value. AJ Brown, for some reason, seems to be the one player left whose odds look reasonable. That's what I said when I was looking at it. I'm like, all these other ones are like, you're paying out the ass. You want to bet on Jalen Hurts to score a touchdown, CeeDee Lamb, Saquon. It's juiced heavily. But AJ Brown, for some reason, no one's got any faith in this guy. Maybe someone knows something that we don't know. I don't know. Philly hasn't had Saquon run a play yet. He's not ready to play. Patriot, calm down. Who you should be worried about is Dak. Rumors are Dak is looking stiff and old and out there with a limp. We'll see. Yeah, that's the other thing. Everyone who I mean, I don't blame you if you take the Cowboys tonight, especially if you're a fan and you want to have some hope. But you got to remember, Dak left last year in week 9. Dak has not seen live football in a game since week 9 of last season. It's going to take him a little bit. So if anything, I really like the Eagles in the first half. I like them for the game, but I really like the Eagles in the first half or even first quarter. Or take the Eagles to score first. It's going to take Dak a little time to get used to, first of all, that Vic Fangio defense. But just live bullets out there, man. Week 9 of last year, Patriot. Week 9. Your sources are Gainer Tired, mine are Wise and Genius. I mean, my guys are Dallas Cowboy fans from San Antonio Sports Star that spent a week at Dallas training camp. But okay. That's right, Blue. It's like playing a video game. You just pick up the controller and it feels right, you know? You just hop right back in there, like riding a bike. Anyways, last season Brown had 65 targets in the first half of games compared to 31 in the second half. That's because the Eagles were up so much they were running in the second half. He had 684 yards in the first half of games compared to 395 yards in the second half. He had 5 TDs in the first half games compared to 2 TDs in the second half last year. If Eagles can cruise to victory, Brown should see the majority of his production in the first half. I think that makes sense. I think that's a good bet. At plus 330, why not? George Pickens anytime touchdown. Look at that. That one makes me nervous because, one, like I said, Dak hasn't seen live action since week 9 of last year. And he also hasn't played a game with George Pickens yet. So that one's but at plus 225, it's hard to argue no. What up, Buku? How we doing? It's football time. That's right. The addition of George Pickens to the Cowboys offense was a big one. He's a big upgrade over Brandon Cooks. CeeDee Lamb is the clear number 1, but Pickens should be in a big role, especially considering Cowboys defense will be much worse without Micah Parsons. Pickens hasn't been a huge touchdown machine in his career with 13 TDs in 48 games, but this is drastically better and more pass-heavy offense. Pickens had 16 red zone targets last season, including 7 within the 10-yard line, despite playing in one of the worst offenses in the league. Dak is a drastic improvement for Pickens. The wideout should be used heavily in the red zone if they can get to the red zone. They are 8.5-point underdogs. The Cowboys should be passing heavy. That makes sense. All right, I like that pick. And then CeeDee Lamb over 6.5 receptions plus 106. Cowboys are going to struggle defensively this season. Even before the Micah Parsons trade, they weren't expected to be great. Now that he's gone, they're in real trouble. Over the last 2 seasons, Cowboys have a bottom 3 defense with Parsons off the field. For their opener, they have to go on the road to take on the defending Super Bowl champs. We can expect Philly to score a ton of points in this one. The game script sets up well for pass-heavy plan for the Cowboys, as does their personnel. There are a lot of question marks in the backfield at the moment. The Eagles should be good against the run. Maybe we could see 40-plus dropbacks from Dak. CeeDee Lamb led the league in receptions in Dak's last full season, so we can expect him to get peppered with targets in this one. All right. I like all these ones. You know what's crazy, Patriot? You and I are on this every season. Everyone wants to come out and put out these fancy, flashy player props, right? And they come up with their explanations, and they're good explanations, right? So here's the 4 that they picked. But it's so much easier than that. I think the easiest, and I want to see what DraftKings have on it. The easiest prop tonight is Brandon Aubrey. Look, even DraftKings know Brandon Aubrey. 2 field goals, minus 164. They know. That's money on the floor, baby. Kicker props. Brandon Aubrey. All Dallas has to do is get to midfield, and they're going to try kicking a field goal, and Aubrey's going to make it. 3 plus is plus 183. Are these the same people who thought Trump would lose? No, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know these people. But the easiest is kicker props, dude. Take your favorite prop and then just add on Brandon Aubrey 2 plus into your parlay. 2 plus field goals, because that's going to happen tonight. He averaged last season 2.4 field goals a game. 2.4. And I do think Dallas will struggle in the red zone. So there's that. There is that. What was the other thing we were going to look at? Oh, I know what we were going to look at. We looked at it yesterday, but it's game day now, so we gotta look at it. We gotta dive in. NFL betting primer. God, I love this time of the year. Oh baby. Let's just okay, dude. Enough with the ads. What are we doing? Cowboys, Eagles. All right. So I thought about this after we talked about it yesterday. In his career as a starter, Dak has made 129 total starts. He has only closed a 7-point or higher dog 5 times. Dallas is 3-2 straight up, 4-1 ATS in those games. Yeah, I see that. And one of but look at that was like Dak's biggest underdogs that they ended up covering. That was back in 2018 and 2016. Completely different. And once again, I'm going to keep hammering this. Dak has not seen live reps since week 9 of last year. He has not seen live reps since week 9 of last year. And the Cowboys are significantly worse on defense today than they were last year. We've heard a lot about the stigma of Eagles blowing leads in the past. Under Nick Sirianni, Philly is 17-0 straight up, 14-3 ATS as a home favorite when they get a lead of 7 points or more. So that's a good point. The Eagles go up 7-0 early. Just keep live betting them on the money line. Jalen Hurts is tough to beat at home. He's 26-3 straight up as a home favorite in his career when he faces a team above 500 straight up at home. In Philly, he's 17-0 straight up as a favorite, 1-4 straight up as an underdog. As a favorite of 7 points or less, or an underdog at home, Hurts is 18-6 ATS in his career. So when they're big favorites and they're expected to win, that's what the Eagles do. Why? Because they score and then they run the ball and they control the clock, control the game. So far, no one's been able to really stop them running the ball. But since 2015, favorites of 7 points or more are only 3-7 ATS in the opening game of the season. That's fine. It's fine. I'm not worried about it. Not worried about it at all. Week 1 Thursday night opener. Home teams have been 13-8-3 ATS since 2000. Beginning in 2004, the reigning Super Bowl champs have kicked off NFL regular season by hosting 20 weekday primetime games. In those games, they're 11-7-2 ATS. Super Bowl champs are 15-9-1 ATS in week 1 of the following season since 2000. Hurts turnover is money on the floor. Good luck on that one. Hurts have a turnover? I don't know, man. I don't think they have to get too risky tonight. But yeah, there's some stats and trends and stuff. Go over to Action Network and you check out their betting primer. They've got all the games. Speaking of that, so that's the Eagles tonight. I guess I'll give them my official pick. I like the Eagles to cover, and I like the under in this one. I think it is going to be the Eagles controlling the clock in this one, running the ball. I definitely like second half under. I think the Eagles are going to get a lead, jump out in the first half, and then the second half just control the clock and run it out. I think the Cowboys are going to struggle defensively for sure, but offensively, I think people are thinking it's going to be. I mean, Dak is a competent quarterback out there. Don't get me wrong. Hasn't seen any action since Week 9 of last year. And it's tough to go on the road and have to face this Eagles team. I know everyone's going to talk about how Dak is great against the NFC East opponents, but look, he hasn't even played the Eagles that much. He's always out for these games the last few years. I think he played one of them last year. And then Saquon, remember Saquon last year? They ended up having, let me see which game it was, what part of the season. But Saquon ended up having, 164 rushing yards or something like that in the last game against Dallas. And now Dallas is significantly worse. Yeah, Week 17 last year. It was Week 17 last year. Why won't they let me click on the game? Click the game. I want to see. I want the game. Oh, I gotta click that one. Is that what I gotta do? There we go. This is the last time, Week 17. Last time the Cowboys and Eagles played each other. Obviously, Dak wasn't in this game. 41-7. That would get you over though. But Saquon Barkley, 167 rushing yards. I think this is a lot of what we're gonna see. Saquon had 31 carries, 167 yards. This is when he was thinking about going for the record. So they decided to say, "Hey, screw it. Let's just run the ball." Hell, everyone wants to talk about how Dak didn't play in this game. Jalen Hurts didn't play in this game either. They had Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett was able to go out there and beat this Dallas Cowboys team. Imagine what Jalen Hurts is going to be able to do. And when in doubt, they're just going to hand the ball off to Saquon. Run. A.J. Brown had a TD in that game. Devontae Smith had 2. I bet a lot of same game touchdown parlays, or a lot of touchdown parlays were broken that week because Saquon didn't get one. Eagles scored 41 points and Saquon didn't have a touchdown. That's crazy. And he had 167 yards and didn't have a single touchdown. That is wild. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a long night. I'm not high on this Dallas Cowboys team. I think they've got a lot going on. And I didn't even get to this part. You got to think about Dallas Cowboys got a new head coach, Schottenheimer. This guy has been assistant for 20-something years, 25 years. There's a reason why. And with his last name, he should have gotten a chance by now to be a head coach. Now he finally gets a chance. Should say something about him. And he wasn't even the play caller last year. Now he's been upgraded to more responsibilities, got a lot on his plate being the head coach. And now he's going to be the play caller as well. I think that's a lot for any coach, even an experienced coach, to have to deal with, let alone it being your first game, opening night, and you're on the road in a hostile environment against not only one of your division rivals, but the defending Super Bowl champs. It's just everything is stacked up against the Cowboys as one. I like the Eagles and Survivor. I like them to cover the spread tonight. I think the Eagles are going to win easy. Got my picks posted up at gameon.locals.com. You can go check those out. Stinking overthinking. That's what Schottenheimer's going to be tonight. He's going to be overthinking. He's going to have so much on his